Hey everyone. Hi Tracy. Make sure we're where we're supposed to be here. Make sure I can see what I'm doing. Yep. I think we are ready to go. All right. Well, we'll wait just a second to give everyone an opportunity to find us, and then we will get started. Hope everyone is doing well. Hi, Carol. Glad you could make it. I feel like I'm sliding out of my chair. Do you ever feel like that? You have a cushion on your chair and all of a sudden you're sliding everywhere. Next thing you know, I'll be in the floor. Goodness. All right. I truly believe the weather is starting to change. I heard it's going to be 38 on Monday. That's the high, 38. Ugh, no. I don't think I'm quite ready for 38. 50s, love it. 60s, love it. Not so much on 38. All right. I have a fun card. Hi, Diana. A fun fold to show you tonight, along with some holiday products that you may not recognize. Or you might have missed them. Let me actually find them in the catalog while I'm thinking about it. There we go. Okay. No, I don't like my hands or my feet to be cold. If either of those is cold, my whole body is cold. Cool, okay, but cold, no. No. Don't like it at all. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and get started. Today is what? November the 6th, 2025 here in my Facebook group, DonnaStamps.com. Thank you so much for being here tonight. It seems like forever. I took last week off to get ready. I am in major mode of craft bazaars. I have one every weekend in the month of November. So I have been playing Santa's Workshop, getting all kinds of things ready. So if you're out and about this month, I will give you those locations where I will be here in just a bit, and you can stop by and say hello and see me and get a start on your holiday shopping. So like I said, today is our 1st of November Facebook Live here in the group, and I do go live typically on Thursdays at 8:30, so I appreciate you being here. Hi, Linda. Glad to see you. And I'm just going to take a little bit of time to kind of bring you up to speed on what's going on. Right now, at the beginning of November, we have a brand new offering of online exclusives. I will put this little handout up on the group for you, but you're also able to find this in my online store if you go to online exclusives. So there are some awesome things in here. I am very passionate about the online exclusives. I love everything that's there, and it gives you an offering of different things that you can do in addition to what is already going on. Of course, we also have our September to December mini catalog that is full of holiday and fall products. We're going to use a couple of them tonight. And then we have some new kits that came out starting Tuesday of this week. So you'll want to check those out. Now, I haven't really been talking about it much, but we have an advent calendar also that is available. This is $99, but it is filled with exclusive products that are not in any catalog or in the online store, etc. And so, and the nice thing about it is it's also not for holidays. It's kind of an all occasion thing, but there's stamps, there's 2 sets of dies, there's paper, what else? Stencils, there's all kinds of things. So, check that out. That is while supplies last, but they make wonderful gifts. And of course, you can use them to craft all year long. As far as other upcoming things, registration is open for the November Club Cove. That is my monthly club to go. You make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs, and each month I feature a different bundle. And this month we're going to feature a brand new one out of the September online exclusive release called Delicate Pines. Love this stamp set and all of these beautiful snowflakes. But look at the dies. Are those dies not incredible? I just love the pine cones, the snowflakes, the branches for different things. So again, you make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. It includes roughly $25 in products. So your actual kit is $30, and you're going to be getting about $24 to $26 worth of products. So you'll get designer series paper and ribbon and an embellishment, and have plenty of things left over to make additional cards. You have until the 20th of this month to sign up. If you don't want to commit to the monthly subscription, you can do this on a one-of, and you'll find that information all up on DonnaStamps.com. But this paper is gorgeous, and you're going to love this stamp set. Okay, as far as upcoming events, this Saturday I will be at Roslyn Hill Winery in Jeffersontown for their Sips and Shop from 1 to 5. If you are a wine drinker, or maybe you're not and you want to try some wonderful wine, come over to the winery, like I said, between 1 and 5 and check it out. It is 100% female owned. She does her own brewing, and it's just an incredible little place. So I'm excited about that. The following weekend, I will be at Eastern High School. That's the 15th from 9 to 2. Then on the 19th will be Sips and Cards, and we're going to be doing Christmas cards at the winery. That is going to be at 6 o'clock. It is $35, and you're going to make 4 cards, but you also will receive your choice of a glass of wine or beer of your choice included in your class fee. And then on the 22nd of November, I will be at Male High School in the big gym from 8:30 to 4. And those, both Eastern and Male, if you like craft bazaars with lots of booths, both of these are going to be wonderful and make you quite happy, because I love them both. And then because of the Thanksgiving Day holidays, we will not be doing a Stamp-A-Stack technically in November. We're going to do one more Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack, and that is going to be on December 7th. So that is the first Sunday in December. And it is at 1 o'clock. So you will find all this information up on my website, as well as my Stampin' Up! Website, to get all of the details of when those are. Okay. Make sure that you're commenting, saying hello, and letting me know you're here. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Paula. And your name will go into a drawing for the project that I did on my last live. So just, say hello, comment on the project, ask questions, etc., and your name will be included. But this is the card that we did on our last live, and this is actually from the Gingerbread Man bundle, and of course that gorgeous plaid embossing folder. So I have everybody's name in the hat here who commented. So let's see who is going to get that card. That is going to go to Cheryl Harrington. Cheryl, I have your information, so I'll get that ready for you. And then if you will please share my video, I would greatly appreciate it. We are up to 530 followers, I think, now. And that's a lot to do with everyone sharing. So I greatly appreciate that. But type the word shared in all capital letters. That way I know you shared. And you'll go into a separate drawing for a stack of cards from my stash. So let's see who is going to get this. These are going to go to Linda McFarland. So Linda, I will get those ready for you. And then, of course, you know that when you place an order in my online store that is $20 or more, you're going to receive 10% back in Stamp and Rewards that you can use on a future order. But I also like to send out gifts and thank yous when your order is $35 or more. So you're going to get both your percentage as well as a gift from me. And this month we're featuring the delightful decorative dots. I love these colors. So, so pretty. I believe that that is, well, I think it's Real Red and maybe not Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock. And I want to say that that is either a pink or a peach. Maybe a Calypso. Gorgeous colors. And like I said, it coordinates and goes with the gingerbread sweet. So make sure that you take advantage of those and I will send those out to you. And then recently we had Bunko. We had so much fun. 20 ladies came to Bunko. It was just, we had the best time. We made cards, we played, we passed the teddy bear around for the Bunkos. She was the star of the show, I think. Everyone just loved her. But we're going to be doing those quarterly. And our next one, they're always going to be on the fourth Sunday. And our next one is going to be on January the 25th. So put that on your calendar. I'll have more information and the registration link up soon. But put that on your calendar and come hang out with us. It's $30. We had snacks. We had table gifts. We had all kinds of things. And we played 3 rounds of Bunko. And like I said, we just had a blast. All right. So let me move all of that out of the way. And we are going to play with some fun products out of the mini catalog. So let me put the camera down. If you have your catalog and you want to grab it, we're going to be looking at things on page 15. And these are included in our Mix and Match collection. Like I said, this is on page 15. I love it too, Nancy. It's so cute. And it's neat what you can do with that, like I said, with that bundle that's not necessarily gingerbread. You can do a lot with it. Getting back to this. This is part of our Mix and Match. And Mix and Match is intended for quick and easy cards, but you can also use it in a wide variety of ways. So we have the ephemera packs. We have the cards and envelopes. And then we have this awesome paper, which I'm going to show you. But it's a great way to be able to use simplified products that you can use simply no stamping whatsoever. We are going to do a little bit, but you're going to be able to put these together. And what's so fun about this ephemera pack, and I'm going to show it to you here in just a second, is they're adhesive backed. So you could easily just stick them down on your projects, or of course you can leave the backing on and do them differently, but you have lots of choices. So I'm going to show you all of these up close. I'm going to start with, I'm not actually using these, but I want to show them to you. These are the note cards, or the cards, I said note cards. They are full cards. In fact, they are a little bit bigger than a standard card. These are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So they would also work with any of our Memories and More card packs. But look how pretty these are. They have the gold in them, and it's both front and back. And then it's white on the inside. So there are actually 2 colors. You've got the garden green, and you also have crumb cake with that gold. And then it has the coordinating envelopes. So you actually get 10 in a pack. Let me see how much those are. Yes, there's 10 cards and 10 envelopes for $12. So there's your matching envelopes. And they're just wonderful quality. And again, quick and easy for you to be able to make cards with. I did make my alternative card of the project I'm going to show you using one of the cards. So you'll be able to see what it looks like in person. Okay. In addition to that, we have this gorgeous, like I said, Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. This is, 6 sheets. It's 2 each of 3 different designs. And you'll see that I have been using them. So a couple are missing. Oh, maybe they're in a page on the bottom. But you have all kinds of Merry Christmas, From Our House to Yours, Season Greetings, all kinds of different shapes and sizes that you can very quickly punch out and add to your project. And what I love about them is they feel laser cut and they have a little bit of texture to them as you feel them where that gold foiling is, which is just wonderful. But it, again, makes making cards very quick and easy, and you have all kinds of shapes and sizes. So even if you wanted to add them to tags, you absolutely could. Okay? But look at this paper. Whoops, I'm losing things. This paper is called Christmas Tags and More. And you're going to get 8 sheets of 3 different designs. Is that right? 8 sheets of 4 different designs, 4 double sheets. So you've got this one. And again, if you use it with the cards that I just showed you, you could cut these apart and add them to lots of different elements. But I love this plaid. And a wonderful green. And then you have the wreath, and of course you can cut it down, use it multiple different ways. You could do it this way as a swag. And then you have this fun piece that you can cut into 6 separate sections and add some cardstock to the back and make some super quick tags. And like I said, it would be very easy to put those greetings right across these to make some very quick tags. Very easily. Now, I've definitely been using these, but you actually get 4 sheets. Yes, 2 each. And there's all kinds of elements within here. And they want to pop out really easy, so I'm going to try and be easy with them. But you've got bows and tags and just all kinds of little elements. These will be great for scrapbooking too, because you could easily, here's some more tags, add these to scrapbook pages or into mini albums and put your cards together very, very quickly. And again, very nice quality. So that's the project or the products we're going to be using. And then I'm also going to bring in, for my Insight Sentiment, the Wishing You Joy stamp set. And I love that this is the same sayings over and over again, but in 3 different fonts. So you've got the Wishing You Joy, you've got Sending You Cheer, Noel, and May Your Christmas Be Bright. And it's always fun to have elements that you can add to the inside of your card or onto the front. And I love that it's scripts and, of course, a different font that you can change up and use so it's not the same element over and over again. Okay, so let me tell you about your pieces that you need. You're going to start with a piece of garden green. This is your standard 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. You need a piece of basic white. This will go on the inside. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Another piece of garden green. This is 3 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's scored at 4 3/4. So you're going to have a little tab. You're going to need a couple of different patterns of DSP. I'm going to go with the plaid. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then on the back side of the plaid is this green, garden green element with the little snowflakes. This one is 3 by 4 1/2. And then you need a small, that's wrong. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. 3 by 4.5. And then this one is 3/4 by 4. So those are the pieces that you're going to need. And then, like I said, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And I'm going to use Garden Green. And for my inside piece, I'm going to keep it fairly simple. Let me grab my mat over here so when I go to adhere this, I don't make a mess. So I'm just going to use the script, May Your Christmas Be Bright. And I'm just going to put that here in the center. I have been using this one, Up a Storm. And I just love how it stamps so pretty. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to add that little strip here to the bottom. And I usually will cut this just a tad longer. That way, if my card's not cut straight, etc., I can still have plenty of room. This one's not too bad. We'll just nip it off. All right. And I'm going to put my ink away because that's all the stamping we're going to do. Okay. So we're going to lay you aside. And then we're going to bring in our card base. And you could easily mass produce this very, very quickly. So I'm going to use my plaid piece. And this is going to go on the front of my card. So I can go ahead and put this one on the front. Just like that, okay? Then on this piece, we're gonna take that tab, and normally we fold that fold in. I want to fold it down and burnish it because I actually want, because this is going to be a flap, I wanna actually have that stability on the outside, okay? So that's gonna go like that. And then this piece is going to go on the front of our flap. So let me go ahead and put that. And you want to make sure that you have a coordinating pattern, but that they are different. Just to kind of break up the busyness. Now you'll see on the alternative that I did something a little bit different. Okay, so what we're going to do is open up our card and fold that tab down. I'm going to add adhesive to the back of it on this flap. Okay. And I'm going to double run the tape because this is going to be getting some attention. But you'll notice I didn't bring adhesive all the way up because I'm going to put that little tab slightly, I'm going to lay that on there just so I can see what I'm doing, slightly above the top of my card. We're just going to kind of eyeball it and get it centered. Yep. Okay. There we go. So that we have this little mechanism here. Okay. At this point, we can go ahead and add our inside piece. Hi, Bernice. We'll add that piece right here. Okay, so the way this is going to work is you're going to have your flap and then your card will open on the inside. So now let's decorate our front. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is I have 2 of the die cuts out of the paper pack, and I'm going to add some dimensionals to these. again, it just makes this so easy to be able to put things together because you have pretty much all of your elements right here together. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put this one down. I'm gonna put him right about there. And then we're gonna add this one. Oops. I want to pick him up again, and we're going to move him over a little further, closer to that edge. Now, when I put this up here, that's what I want. Okay, so we're going to add those, all right? Then we're going to pick an element out of our words here. What shall we use? 'Tis the season. Season's greetings. Ooh, I kind of like that one. Let's see. Let's use 'tis the season. Are they sticking together? Yeah, I think they are. I think because they have adhesive on the back, they feel thicker. So I think I have 2 sheets, but look at all of these. And like I said, this is $8.50, and you have so many different pieces. I haven't even counted how many there are, but there is tons and tons. Okay, so I am not going to take the adhesive off, okay? I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals, and I am just going to add that right here. So that way it already has the backing on it and I don't have to worry about the adhesive. Okay, so I'm going to add that. Let me bring this over here. I'm going to add that right here. Like that. And then I have this gold ribbon. And I think what I want to do, I was going to tie a ribbon across the top. But I think instead, I am just going to tie some little knots. Yeah. Okay. Get out our ribbon scissors. Now, I will tell you, when you work with this ribbon, you do need to be careful with handling the ends. Okay, because when you cut it, you can see it's almost like netting, and it's a little on the fragile side. So if you're like me and you pull the ribbon like that when you're working with it, you may fray that edge just a tad. So you want to be careful when you're using it. Okay. We'll trim this one. That's a little bit big, so let's trim that down a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So now then, I've got 2 bows. We'll grab some mini glue dots. We'll add the bows to it. And again, like I said, you could easily mass produce several of these very quickly just with these basic products. Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to add the bow right up here on the top of each of my ornaments. Just like that. And that kind of pulls all of that gold in together. Okay. And then if you have not seen these, they're not really Christmas, but I have fallen in love with these. These are the flower accents. And I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can. They're I don't know what to call them. When you rub your finger across them, they're textured, but they're just beautiful. They literally look like the inside of flowers, but they have such a nice shimmer to them. So I'm just going to add a couple of those over here. And then we'll add one of these, but I love these tiny ones. We'll just put him. I'm going to put him over here. There we go. And there's your card. So again, quick and simple. Thank you, Linda. Yes, quick and fast. Fast and cute. But you can see, and if you wanted, you could add other elements. You could take some of these other die cuts, and maybe you want to put another sentiment here. You could take the little tags that you can cut apart and put them here. So you could add one of these and dress it up. You could put a pocket here if you wanted to put a gift card on. But then when you open it, you have your insides that you can use. So fun, right? Here's another one that I did. This one actually is using the cards that I showed you. Now I did cut this down, so it is truly a 5.5 by 4 1/4 card. Okay. And then on this case, I took one of the tags, like I said, and I just cut those apart. Okay, because you've got 6 of them. Added it to a layer of the garden green. And then I embossed this piece to kind of give it that fireplace look since we've got stockings. And then for this element, I just put it down flat. So I did take the backing off and put that down flat. But again, aren't these cards just super cute? Okay. And then I stamped in the center. So lots of options that you can do with these 3 different products. And together it comes out to be, what is that? $12.50, $13, $21. So $33, and you're going to be able to make at least 10 cards and plenty more. You could do tags and all kinds of things. And if you look down here at the bottom of page 15, you can kind of see how they've shown you that they've taken and cut this paper apart and also used some of the Memories and More cards to make tags. And then you can see how they've used the elements down here. There's the stockings, the packages, etc., to make a really cute scrapbook page. All right. Well, that's your card for tonight. I hope you will like these. Look at these products. Sometimes, you know, you can use them for different things. They don't have to be intended for what you want. If you're not one for Memories and More, but you want to make some quick cards, that's a great way to do that. Or you might just like the size of the card because it is a little bit bigger. But to get 10 of them in a package with the envelope is really, really a wonderful price. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, come see me on Saturday at Roslyn Hill Winery, which is behind the fire station in J-Town. Otherwise, I will see you next Thursday at 8:30. Everyone have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.